Hey everyone, I'm Jason from Turtle Beach, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up and use the Stream Mic. The Stream Mic is a first-of-its-kind professional plug-and-play desktop microphone created to let you live stream directly from your Xbox One and PlayStation 4, as well as from a PC or Mac. First, we're going to show you how to put the Stream Mic together for tabletop use. Then I'll walk you through updating the firmware and then how to set up the Stream Mic with Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Mac. Place the Stream Mic's base in front of you. Take the metal frame and sit it on top of the stand so that the notch in the frame fits around the corresponding spot on top of the stand, around the longer slotted hole. With the frame in place on top of the stand, use the included locking cap to secure the frame to the stand. Gently thread the locking cap screw into the gold threaded hole and tighten until you feel the frame is secure. There should be no movement between the frame and stand when put together correctly. Now that the frame is assembled, we need to insert the Stream Mic. We'll do this using the two adjustment knobs. With one hand, hold the Stream Mic between the frame and line up the holes on either side. Insert the threaded end of the adjustment knob through the outside of the frame and into the hole in the side of the Stream Mic. Start tightening the adjustment knob by turning it clockwise. Once you have the first adjustment knob tightened, repeat the same process for the second adjustment knob. Once both adjustment knobs are in place, you can adjust the Stream Mic's position to your preference. Remember, you want the adjustment knobs tight, but not too tight, so make sure you can still tilt the Stream Mic up or down with relative ease. Now that the Stream Mic is assembled for tabletop use, let's look at how to set up the Stream Mic using a mic boom, sold separately. The 3/8" boom adapter is used to attach the Stream Mic to the mic boom arm. Connect the Stream Mic to the mic boom arm using the included mic boom adapter. Now that you've seen how to set up the Stream Mic for both tabletop and mic boom mounted use, it's time to update the Stream Mic's firmware for optimal performance. Before using your Stream Mic, please download and install the latest firmware via the Turtle Beach Audio Hub. A demonstration of how to do this can be found via the below URL and at the end of the video. As part of the firmware update, you'll also be able to download additional voice presets to personalize your stream output, and you'll also get access to 2 additional polar patterns for free. I'll get to polar patterns later in this video. Plug your favorite Turtle Beach headset into the headphone jack to hear game and chat audio and experience mic monitoring so you can hear just how good you sound during your live stream. And just to make sure you're aware, if there's nothing connected to the Stream Mic's headphone jack, the Stream Mic will only display as a recording device on PS4 or PC. When you do have a headphone connected, this dial allows you to adjust the volume. This button here lets you control and program the Stream Mic's various audio settings, like polar patterns and mic sensitivity. First, you might be asking yourself, what are polar patterns? Well, polar patterns are what tell the Stream Mic what direction or directions it should be listening from. For instance, if you're live streaming in a nice, quiet room, you'll want to select the polar pattern that tells the mic to pick up audio coming from the front of it, but not from the back or the sides. Or if I'm doing an interview with another person sitting across from me, I'd pick the polar pattern that tells the mic to pick up audio coming from the front and back of it, but not from the sides. Alternatively, you could be hosting a podcast with a bunch of people sitting around it, so you'd want to tell the mic to pick up audio coming from all directions. You can cycle through the Stream Mic's different polar patterns by using a short press of the polar pattern mic sensitivity button. The color of the LED light ring around the large mic mute button on the front of the Stream Mic indicates what polar pattern is selected. Cardioid is green and is ideal for live streaming on Twitch and YouTube and for voiceovers. Purple indicates bidirectional and is good for interviews since it picks up sound both from in front and behind the mic. Hypercardioid is orange and perfect for streaming and recording in noisier environments. Omnidirectional is blue and is ideal for group streaming and is also great in very quiet environments. With the latest firmware update, you also get access to 2 additional polar pattern choices, which you can assign to the Stream Mic using the Turtle Beach Audio Hub software. The 2 additional polar pattern choices are either extreme hypercardioid and super hypercardioid, both of which are like original hypercardioid setting, but filter out more sound from the sides and rear of the Stream Mic. Mic sensitivity settings are also controlled by the same button that controls the polar pattern settings. The difference here is in how long you press and hold down the button. Use short presses of the button to cycle through the polar patterns. Now we're going to use long presses of the button to cycle through the mic sensitivity settings. The little light on the back of the Stream Mic next to the button will indicate which sensitivity setting you've selected. When it comes to the Stream Mic sensitivity settings, you have 2 options. high sensitivity, which is best for when the stream mic is sitting a couple feet away from you on a table. The low sensitivity setting is better if you have the stream mic mounted in a mic boom, with the mic sitting just a few inches away from your face. To mute the stream mic, press the large mic mute button located on the front. The LED lights will turn red when muted. Using the console switch on the back of the stream mic, select the mode that matches your setup. You can pick from Xbox or PS4 PC, and PS4 PC also works for Mac. It's important to always ensure that the stream mic is set to the appropriate mode. Once connected, the stream mic's USB cable provides power, passes the audio through, and is also used for firmware updates. Positioning the stream mic in your room is just as important as selecting the right polar pattern and mic sensitivity settings. Position the stream mic away from likely sources of background noise. This includes fans, your console or PC, and air conditioning vents, all which could create vibration and noise. To use with an Xbox One, first set the console selection switch to Xbox, which is the position to the left. Make sure your Xbox One is powered on and signed into an Xbox Live profile when connecting the Turtle Beach stream mic. First, plug the mini USB end of the cable into the back of the stream mic. Then, plug the other end of the USB cable into your Xbox One. If you do not see this screen, make sure there are no additional USB audio devices, such as a wireless headset, connected to your Xbox One. Only one USB audio device can be assigned to a player at a time. Make sure to assign the stream mic to the correct user. When using the Twitch app, open up the broadcast setting. Then, click Settings to customize your broadcast. Make sure to enable the microphone and turn the volume all the way up. Then return to the main menu, click Start Broadcast, and you are ready to stream to Twitch. To use with the PS4 or PC, set the console selection switch to PS4 PC, the position to the right. Make sure your PS4 is powered on and signed into your profile when connecting the Turtle Beach stream mic. First, plug the mini USB end of the cable into the back of the stream mic. Then, plug the other end of the USB cable into your PS4. Select your PSN account. Go to Settings, then Devices, then Audio Devices, then select USB Headset, Turtle Beach Stream Mic for input and output device. Scroll down to Output to Headphones and click All Audio. Then make sure Volume Control, Headphones, is set to maximum. Next, select Adjust Microphone Level and follow the on-screen instructions to calibrate your microphone. Now your settings are customized and you are ready to stream. To use with a PC, set the console selection switch to PS4 PC, the position to the right. Make sure your PC is powered on when connecting the Turtle Beach stream mic. Right-click the speaker icon in the Windows taskbar at the bottom right of your PC desktop or open Control Panel and select Sound. On the Playback tab, set the Turtle Beach stream mic as the default playback device and then do the same for the recording device. Earlier in this video, we mentioned it's important to update the stream mic's firmware via the Turtle Beach Audio Hub. Here's a step-by-step walkthrough for how to do that. Start by downloading the Turtle Beach Audio Hub from turtlebeach.com. Click the below link to download and install the Audio Hub program, and then use it to update the stream mic's firmware. Now that you have the Turtle Beach Audio Hub installed, here are the steps to update the stream mic's firmware. First, switch the stream mic to Xbox mode. Yes, Xbox mode, because that's the mode it needs to be in for programming and updating the firmware. And then, connect the stream mic to an available USB port on your PC. Next, open the Turtle Beach Audio Hub. If your stream mic is not automatically detected, click the button on the bottom right of the Audio Hub window to download the appropriate drivers. For Windows 10, this driver installation may prompt your PC to restart. Once you've restarted, follow the same steps to update the stream mic's firmware. After the firmware update is complete, or if it's already up to date, you can use the Turtle Beach Audio Hub to customize your stream mic to better suit your personal needs. To live test the microphone settings while you're adjusting them, plug your favorite Turtle Beach headset or headphones into the headphone jack on the stream mic and click Live Test Mode. If you want to adjust how you sound after hearing yourself in live test mode, then now it's time to fine-tune your streaming voice. The Turtle Beach Audio Hub software offers voice presets to personalize your stream output. Click Voice EQ to select from 4 preset EQ options to subtly adjust the tone of your voice. Click Optional Polar Pattern to add a 5th polar pattern to the stream mic for more flexibility. The Super Hypercardioid and Extreme Hypercardioid are minor adjustments to the Hypercardioid, orange, setting and can result in a slightly different effect. You can also add a reverb effect to your voice with the Announcer Effect slider. When turned on, the clip indicator provides a visual cue on stream mic's front LED light when you are speaking too loudly. You can also turn on LED blackout mode if you would prefer all the lights on the Stream Mic to be out of sight and out of mind. By turning on the automatic noise gate, you can eliminate background noise from being transmitted through the Stream Mic when you are not speaking. Thanks for watching our Turtle Beach Stream Mic setup video. If you have any questions, please check the Turtle Beach support pages listed below.